going down, man? It's Donnie Houston Podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a special guest today, man. Real H-Town legend, man. Hey, from the Swisher House, you know what I'm saying, to the Color Change and Click, you know what I'm saying, on to a legendary solo career. Paul Wall, the People's Champ. What's going down, man?
What it do, baby?
What's
What
the
it do?
deal, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, yeah. So, man, you were saying, growing up, man, were you always from the north side? You grew up on the north side your whole life?
Yeah. On the me and Chamillionaire, we grew up down the street from each other. Man, I don't know, maybe 10 houses down over Woodland Trails West. What's up? Shout out to everybody over there, Woodland Trails, Carriage Lane, everybody over there. What's
Woodland
up?
Trails. So,
Yeah.
what part of town? What do you consider like as far as-
Northwest. It's like 290 in between on Fairbanks over there, in between like 290 all the way to the Beltway, kind of over, not too close, not too far from Willowbrook, but kind of a little closer in by the racetrack over there.
Okay.
So shout out to Lucky Luciano. He, grew up right around the corner right there in Carriage Lane. Me and Chamillionaire, of course, Woodland Trails West. It's a few people over there, excuse me. A few other rappers, from that kind of area too. Here in that Zone. Shout out to my boy Zone. He's from over there. You know what I'm saying?
So is it like what type of area is it? Is it super like? I mean, it can't be like hood. It's like middle class. Like what type of?
Yeah, it's middle class. So it depends on where you at. Depending on how close to the racetrack you at, or how close to the Beltway on the other side you are. So there's Tidwell run right through there, West Little York, all the way to Gulf Bank. Gulf Bank stop at Alabama, but Brain, all that keep running through. So it just depends on where you at. You like Acres Home adjacent, but at the same time you Jersey Village adjacent.
Yeah.
The Studio right there. Tidwell all up and down right there. So it's like all right there in the middle. So you get a little bit of everything. It was, man, I gotta say, bro, growing up, man, it was incredible. A lot of times when you don't see someone or know someone, and the easiest way to relate it is like maybe culturally, like maybe you ain't know, maybe it wasn't too many Asian people in your school, or it wasn't too many this or that. That's the easiest way just to say it, but it's a lot broader than that. But that's just the easiest way to pick. Man, me and where we grew up, me and Chamillionaire, we was blessed to be around all different types of cultures. There was a lot of Asian people. Shout out to my boy Vu, still one of my partners to this day. Of course, Chamillionaire, still one of my boys to this day. Although he ain't, he won't he won't hop on a remix with Toby, but I ain't, I ain't mad at you, man. Nah, I'm just messing with you. No, that's my, so a lot of other people too, still friends to this day that, just from the area of all races. And I only just named, one Asian, which is a very general race, but anyway, we got a lot in that area, man. It was white as well, and it was all type of white people. It was white trash. It was, people that was like trying to be lawyers or this or that, but not quite there yet. It was whatever. It was a little bit of everything. A lot of Mexican people in our neighborhood. It was a lot of black people. It was, some people who were, from other countries of all these races.
It's a nice mix, yeah.
Yeah, so there was people that in our neighborhood. It was like maybe just moved there from like, Norway or some shit like that, or from Africa, or from wherever, from any name a place, So it was growing up school too. It was very mixed, where it wasn't, one or the other. It was, you break it down, it was kind of evenly, what I'm saying, where you get a good mixture of a lot of races. So you get to meet people of different backgrounds, and you get to see what they like. So growing up with Chamillionaire, it was like, both his parents, they, I ain't trying to sit up here and tell his story, but being that we was best friends and, we lived down the street, we stayed at each other's house all the time. I got to experience a lot of his parents being from Nigeria, that Nigerian culture that I maybe wouldn't have if my best friend wasn't Nigerian. But since my best friend, his parents were Nigerian, I don't want to, whatever he might, I don't know, people, how people be, man, I'm with this and that. They some people want to claim all of it, some people don't want to claim any of it. So that's what I say. I don't know what, I ain't up here sitting up here telling his story, but I'm just saying that my friend growing up, his parents was Nigerian, so I got to experience a lot of that, like I say, that, maybe other people won't. So it opened your eyes to a lot of things. Also now, as I grew up, I got to meet a lot of friends who were Muslim. So, where in Texas, if you don't know anybody who is Muslim, then you might think it's terrorist religion, or you might think things that they say on the news, or that But when you meet people and you know people and you can ask them or whatever, even as a kid, you can say, hey man, my preacher say this, is this true? And they can say, nah man, they tripping, and they can point to things in the Bible too, where they got some things in the Bible that might have been accepted in times past that's not accepted in times of today. So that's with every religion when it comes to a lot of traditions that are in the book, but when it comes to the spirit and the meaning of the different whatever it's definitely give you a bigger broader perspective when you have friends or families that are of these different cultures, and it definitely it made me feel like proud to be, proud to be from Texas, proud to know these people, it gave me a better understanding, even if it's not a complete understanding. It just anyway, it was what's up, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It definitely helped add to, me being an artist, or me being open or wanting to experience these things. And this is something too, being that my grandfather was in the military. So when my mom was growing up, she grew up all around the world. She was born in El Paso. She went to high school in New Jersey. She grew up a little bit in San Francisco area, in the middle of that. Sometimes in her early childhood, she was in Germany right after the war and all that was going on. My mom was born in '53, so sometime around there she was in Germany all that because my grandfather was in the military. Sometimes she grew up, so she would tell me stories about being in Israel, being in Jerusalem. And, these are places where you'd only see them on Indiana Jones or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it'd be like, damn, you really went there? What's it really like? You know what I'm saying? And it always made me want to travel the world and experience different cultures. So I always searched out other, cultures. So growing up in a neighborhood where it was full of different cultures, it was, it definitely helped, shape my mind. And it gave me different bars of where I can maybe say this or that. And, you might not know what I'm talking about, but, my Asian partner might. Or if I say something about something else, then my Asian partner might not know what I'm talking about, but you will. It just gave me a broader understanding of just life, I think. You know what I'm saying? Made me also be grateful to, grow up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Donnie
So you were saying
Houston.